Talking about two more prophecies that we are talking about that failed from 2024. This is the 27th of December right now. I'm in the building. Zero electricians. The first one coming from Pashun Java. The second one coming from the Prophecy Boateng. Both made prophecies this year that also not very much seemingly like they are happening. Both made responses to those prophecies. We're gonna go for to listen to both of them.
So letter B and letter H. Mighty man of God. I saw this one, the healthy has been on and off, and people don't know about this. But he has been experiencing that to one point he felt numb all over his face, as if he's going through stroke. And the heart started beating. It was like, and it's about to come back. And another time you're trying to go into the shower, there's a shake in your hand that is like, you can feel you're about to die. And in 2024, it's grace for you to pass it.
That it will be grace, or it looks like grace, if he passes 2024.
Corinthians chapter number 13, verse 8. Should be verse 8.
Before you start reading this chapter, I'm going to come back to it. You can see I have it opened here. He is going to butcher this chapter to make his prophecy sound better.
13, verse 8. Charity never faileth.
Love never fails.
But whether there be prophecies,
But if there are prophecies,
they shall fail.
they shall.
Fail.
So prophets can what?
Fail.
Prophets can what?
Fail.
The prophets in the realm of God can't fail. But prophets in the realm of men will fail.
Verse just to say that prophecies can fail. That's all he wants to quote that. Which the verse is not actually trying to. But anyways, let's listen to him a little bit before I explain the verse.
And if I'm making sense to people. So if there be any prophet that says everything I ever prophesied, everything came to pass, is a lie. It's impossible.
It's impossible. It's impossible. That's what he says. But is that what the verse was saying? 1 Corinthians chapter number 13, verse number 8. If you actually take this verse from a little bit of an earlier verse, you can see, especially verse number 6 there, where it says, rejoice not in iniquity. Okay, so you do something wrong, do not rejoice in that, but rather in truth. Okay, now you're gonna have to keep that in mind, because you'll have to know when the right and the wrong is. Like the same way he got those prophets wrong, you would have to know when the wrong is. Now the verse that he reads is verse 8, which says, charity never fails, but whether they be prophecies, they shall fail. Now, what this verse means by that, there will come an end of them. Okay, I am yet to meet anybody that would read this verse and say it means that prophecies will fail. Otherwise, we would have known that. What would be the point of marking false prophets by their false prophecies, according to the Old Testament, if they can fail? If the prophecies can fail and that is their excuse, that's not what he means. Language is taking advantage of the language. The verse here, if you were to pull that, the verse is cease, meaning there will be a time when they no longer have any point. And verse number 10 will then kind of bring this to a whole. If you actually go down, it says, but when that which is perfect is come, it says, then that which is in part shall be done away. So now we understand what he means by fail. He means to cease. So he's not saying that, okay, yeah, you'll have prophecies that will fail. No, he means prophecies will come to a completion. They'll come to a point where we don't need them. You say the prophecy failed. You don't pick a verse so that you can twist how the language is, because it says the word fail does not mean fail within the context of what that verse is saying. The verse is saying fail in the sense of cease. If you read the context of it, even in other versions, they put it better. It cease. So the word fail there, we see what you did there.
I'm never making sense. There are moments a prophet can actually prophesy from a lying spirit.
Did this man just say you can prophesy from a lying spirit? To me, a person who comes from Islam, excuse me, let me tell you where that year comes from a lying spirit. Because if he is not different to Muhammad, the prophet of Islam, who, what you are seeing here,
قد رأى من آيات ربه الكبرى أفرأيتم اللات والعزى ومناة الثالثة الأخرى.
it's a screenshot of Surah chapter number 53 or Quran chapter number 53 verse number 19, which is known worldwide as the satanic verses, when Muhammad claimed that he was getting a word from Allah, and unfortunately it happened to be satanic things which were recommending false gods. And so if you can go and Google it out there. And so that was, for some people would say, when there was a lying spirit that was speaking through Muhammad. How is it that you have both the lying spirit and also he's not making sure? He's reminding me of back there.
And the prophet, they can misinterpret the prophetic. There are many errors in the prophetic.
Prophesy, Papa, sharpshooter, you never miss. But when they get things wrong, I know there are many mistakes. Let's move on to Prophecy Boateng.
Told me I didn't want to mingle it with my emotions, and it should be kept. I gave you some bits and tits and pieces. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm telling you, I saw it. MPP will come back to power.
People coming, but the Lord has told me that by the 9th of December, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia shall be crowned the President of Ghana. You can go through the archives. Not one single prophecy of mine has fallen down for it.
That he has ever spoken has ever come back without happening. So this time,
at the end of the day, the prophets will be numbered, and then the false prophets will be known.
you see, it was not us who said anyone's prophecy that doesn't come to pass is a false prophet. No, he said it himself. He said the false prophet will be known when theirs doesn't come to pass.
Whatever he says come to pass, then you should not be scared. You see me as one of those people, and let us see, at the end of the day, the prophets will be known from the people.
Okay.
People stayed up all night to be listening to the election results. And yes, I spoke about it, I prophesied about it. The same way God has been speaking to me over the years, He spoke to me. But the opposite occurred.
If the opposite happened, doesn't that mean you didn't hear from God? If it didn't happen, you didn't hear from God. It's like 1 + 1. It's just, but they constantly look for ways to make it thing. But when they are still supposedly prophesying, very bold, they will convince you as if you are the one who made the prophecy. You know, they will be there. They will speak the pride in you. Prophesy. The ones who made these things popular. But when they get these things wrong, how many this year? This year alone, how many have been exposed for claiming that God said one thing and it doesn't happen? Yo.